Hello and welcome to the Define Edge YouTube channel. I'll be discussing about the Bollinger Band. This video is divided into three parts. First, we'll take a small explanation of what is Bollinger Band. I'll not get into detail of very much how it is formed, what are the formulas and other stuff, but give you a basic idea. Second, I'll cover an interesting indicator where you can find out what are the stocks and what are the Bollinger trend indicating. And in the third part, we will be discussing about the strategies and how you can build the strategies. We'll do a couple of backtesting as well. So let's not waste the time and let's get started about Bollinger Band. So basically, Bollinger Band was introduced by John Bollinger, and his idea was to look for markets where the volatility is higher or the volatility is lower. So depending upon the trend scenario, a trader can look into the markets. So interestingly, this indicator can be helpful for all kind of traders, be it a day trader, be it a swing trader, or probably momentum traders, or looking for an investments. So if you are any kind of trader, Bollinger Band can definitely help you out. And interestingly, they are very much easy to understand, easy to plot, and easy to use. So just going by what is Bollinger Band. So if you look at the screen over here, so there are three lines available. So every Bollinger Band has a three line. The middle line, if you look at the yellow color line, it's basically simple, the 20 period average. So being this is a daily chart, this is 20 days average for Nifty 500. If you look at the upper band above the yellow line, it's basically two standard deviation, the higher level, and on the lower side it is two standard deviation on the lower. So the indicator says that when prices are going near the averages, they tend to go higher, and there is always a mean reversal happening at some point in time. So when it goes up to this two standard deviation, there is a possibility of a price reacting to the average again. So these indicator was in mind for a mean reversion trader, but we'll do some of the strategies as well in the later part of the video. So stay tuned onto the video. Simple term, it measures, it takes a 20 days average, does a standard deviation of two standard deviation higher and two standard deviation lower. Why does it does this two standard deviation? Because when the markets are moving around its 20 days average, so it's showing around 20 days average, there is no volatility in the market, which means my standard deviation band will be going narrow and narrow because markets are not into a volatile zone. So it is termed as the narrow band, or generally we term it as a squeeze, Bollinger Band squeeze. If you have listened about or read somewhere about Bollinger Band, which is basically nothing, the prices are trending around its 20 days average. When there is a Bollinger Band widening, it is some is Bollinger Band widening or broadening, which means that prices are way higher or way lower from its 20 days average. So when the broadening is there, or when the widening is there, it means that the markets are highly volatile, or it's been trending in a one way. Or when there is a squeeze, it terms that markets are less volatile and trending in a narrow range over there. Now, who should benefit from widening and who should benefit from narrowing? If you are an option short, if you are playing for straddle and strangle shorts, you should always look at the phases where markets are trending in a narrow range or squeeze. If you are being a trending trader, system based trader, where you should look at breakout, or if you're looking for buying options, you should always look at broadening or broadening Bollinger Band zone. So just coming onto the charts and giving you a simple example, if you look at this zone over here, so if I just mark over here, the red one, it's basically Bollinger squeeze band. If you look at, the band has been narrow and narrow over here. In simple term, it's been trending around its 20 days average. Now, if you look at the same zone over here, band has gone wider after a squeeze, which means that the volatility has increased over here. So these are the two phases you have to look at on the Bollinger Band. But there is something interesting as well. So if I just go on to the same zone over here in the red one, if you look at the price action over here, it's been going, prices are going through the line of upper Bollinger Band. It is termed as walking through the upper band, which is a strong bullish sign, which is very strong bullish sign based on the Bollinger Band. Always walking through the bullish line is a strong, which is bullish line is basically the upper line. It is a strong bullish trend. If you are a buying option, looking for a buying option, you should definitely look for such kind of trends. If you are a breakout trader looking for a swing trend, momentum trend, you should definitely look out of these trends, okay, on the daily chart. Similarly, when the prices go with the lower band, it is called as walking through the bearish line, okay, or the lower line. So these are basically the four setups which you have to look at onto the Bollinger Band. So moving on to the second part, where we will be looking at the scanner and looking at the trend. So just to sum up onto the how to trade this, either you trade the middle band. If you look at these kind of structure, okay, these kind of structure where the phases are bullish and prices testing the middle line, opportunity. So bullish middle line, this is basically the bullish middle line. Over here, this is always a bearish middle line because the slope of middle line is going downwards. Upward middle line, Bollinger screen, walking through the bullish line, walking through the bearish line. These are basically the trend you should definitely look at. All right. So moving on to the second part of our video. So we'll go to the indicate trigger and look at the Bollinger Band. And what I'll do is I'll just scan the Nifty, say 50 stocks. And if you look at Nifty 50, you can select the daily time frame, weekly time. If you are doing day trading, you can definitely look at 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, hourly, 75 minutes, whatever time frame you want. You can definitely select from here. So I'm just taking a daily just to sum up. Now you have an option of EMA, SMA, WMA. As per John Bollinger, he used to use as SMA. You can use SMA. If you are comfortable with EMA, go with EMA, whatever. I'm just keeping the default one as a SMA as of now. And if you look at the scan over here, now the scan is complete. Now if you look at the price position, bearish middle. So look at all this bearish middle, bearish middle, bearish middle, bearish middle, bullish middle. If we look at any stock over here, say let's go to the Cipla or Axis Bank, and if I just go on to the Axis Bank over here, okay, so if you look at prices are trending on the upper band and it is on the middle, so bullish middle, right? So you can just look at such kind of trade setups over here. Now if I go bullish walking upper band, which means the trend is very strong, and if I just go on to the chart of BEL, now look at this, walking through the upper line, look at this zone. Okay, this was walking through the upper line, this was walking through the upper line. It is basically a strong candidate over here where you should definitely look at bullish upper line. This is bearish middle, trading down, bullish upper line. There are maybe sometimes a stock where you may find bearish walking with the bearish line as well. So these kind of setups you can do in a single click. And if you are a day trader, okay, if you are looking for a say probably end of the day, so generally click at, just go on to the 310, between 310 to 315, click onto the hourly chart over here. Remember 310 to before 315 and 310 to 315, look at the stocks which are walking through the upper band or walking through the bullish walking upper band, bearish walking lower band, and you can look at the momentum building over there. And that could be the stock where you can look for BTST setups over there, momentum over there for the next day as well. So keep a watch on these kind of trade setups, which can definitely help you out keeping a purely BTST day trading. Even if you look at a 15 minutes or 30-minute day trading, definitely the setups are there. So this is the second part. You can build any system based out of. So there are two systems which I generally follow based on the Bollinger Band, and I'll share it with you. If you go to the system builder, you can create any be it a OHLC, pointage maker, Renko, using line break, Hekenashi, you can create any system based on Bollinger Band. So I just take an OHLC chart and I'll be explaining couple of systems over here. So let me go to the BB Rising. So what I have done is I've taken two Bollinger Band. Okay, so let me just show you how I've created. I'm just showing for how to build up. So what I've done is I've taken Bollinger Band. Now I am looking at Bollinger Band Rising because this is a bullish setup. You can do bearish setup as well. So what I'll do is I'll take bullish structure over here long only. I want upper band to be rising. So upper band rising, I've taken EMA instead of SMA, same 22. I want middle band as well, which is rising. I'll go to the middle band, which should be rising, SMA, EMA. Third, I want lower band as also to be rising because I want to play strong bullish trend. Lower band rising. Now this is default one which I am looking at. Second Bollinger Band which I am adding over here is Bollinger Band upper band rising. I am taking 20 and 1.5 over here. I am looking at EMA. So what does this mean that if I am taking 1.5, I am taking slightly lesser volatility as well as larger volatility. So when my both the lower volatility and higher volatility price action will be in a squeeze, a bigger squeeze, and when they break out, I want a bullish setups being building up, and I want to ride that trend on a stronger note. So I'm just taking 1.5 EMA. So you can add upper band, middle band, lower band as well. Now as an entry, I will take Bollinger Band. High should be above my upper Bollinger Band at 20 and 2 EMA. So I will just add middle band as well over here. Okay, so I'm taking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Okay, so I've just taken 8 things and I'll click onto the save. And for exit, okay, so there is an exit criteria as well, where I've taken low at lower Bollinger Band at 21.5. I'm not taken 22, I'm taking 21.5, but instead of close, we will be taking as a low over here. So low of lower Bollinger Band, the difference over here is the Bollinger Band will calculate it based on the low. Okay, so I don't want that whipshaws being exiting my trade. So I am considering low of 20 period Bollinger Band at 1.5, right? And I'll update it over here and I'll update. So now if you go back testing my BB entry video and exit is BB rising exit. So this is my entry and exit, and I'll click onto the let's say mid cap 150. Let's look at mid cap 150 stock this time, and I'm just taking for say around last 2015, since 2015. So last 10 years of data probably. So let's see how many stocks in this have good returns and what are the stocks which are not performing. Just to highlight over here on the chart how the setups look is, I'll look at Bollinger Band 21.5 EMA and I'll change this color to pink. I have to change this EMA to SMA. So now if you look at, I am looking at, see these kind of setups over here where it has tested upper band of 21.5, haven't tested 21, 22. There is a consolidation, but when the price tests over here, look at the price tested over here at 20 by 2 standard deviation and 21.5 standard deviation. Look at the range we got. Look at the trades we got. Similar over here, it didn't tested 1, 2, but it tested 1.5 and been consolidating. Here we got a short trade probably. Now we are adding the stop loss over here. So let me show you what is the stop loss over here. So I'm just taking lower Bollinger Band. I have to calculate it low 1.5 SMA to EMA. I don't want upper band. I don't want middle band for my stop loss, and I'll take stop loss as say over here. Let's say red line. So red line is my stop loss over here. So whenever you have a long trade, red line will be my stop loss. So say let's take this trade when there was a buy over here on BEL 1st of December 2023. 23 it's been, and the price was somewhere around 147.45. That point time my stop loss was 135.47. Let's take 135. Triggered what at what time over here at 175, 74.93 precisely to be. So it made a low of price made a low of 173.65. No, okay, I guess this date triggered 172. Similar over here, we got a buy trade over here. Buy trade over here because both the highs have been tested, and it got triggered over here right from around 29.3 or probably 31.3 2023. It got triggered at what price? This was somewhere around close was 94.25, and it exited at around 134 in probably 6-7 months. So these kind of trades you can get on these kind of strategy. Okay, I'm not looking for an intraday setup over here. Okay, you can go on to the hourly chart and look for the setups. If you want, you can just check out what kind of trades been working over here, keeping in average trade return per. I just look at average trade return because for me that is the good trades setup which is happening. So we have ATGL, GNVT, Musgao Dog, Dixon Technologies, where expectancy ratio is also amazing. Okay, annualized return is also amazing. So whatever kind of you can go on to the say Dixon Technologies, you can check the trade details over here. So we got somewhere around 15 trades based on this 555 entry got in 2017, which got in Feb at around 30% return. We got loss of 10%. This was amazing 3 times. Okay, so that's rare. So even if you look at most of the drawdown have been around 25-26%. So if I just go on to the Dixon again, 14% drawdown has been there. So average max loss is around 14% per trade. If I go on to probably ATGL may have slight higher drawdowns. Yeah, 56%. I won't suggest this kind of drawdowns on these kind of setups. Okay, though even though returns are amazing, but drawdown is too big. Okay, so probably I would not suggest these kind of setups on the such stock. So let's look at Policy Bazaar, 15% drawdown, but yes, amazing return. Okay, so you can check out these kind of setups. Okay, this is one of the strategy you can definitely look from trading perspective. But one strategy, as I said, Bollinger Band is useful for investors as well, and I'll be showing one important strategies. Okay, where you should definitely, as an investor, even if you are trading ETF, you should definitely follow the one strategy which I'm highlighting based on the Bollinger Band. Okay, so let me go on to the strategy again. Okay, so what is the strategy? I'll explain you first. Okay, so what I've done is, okay, basically instead of 20 period Bollinger Band, 20 period average, I have taken 50 period average, right? And instead of 2 standard deviation, I'm taking 1.65. Why 1.65? Because I've backtested right from around 1, 1.5 to 2.5, 1.5 to someone used 2.5 as well. So I got better result at 1.65. So that's the reason I am explaining the strategy as 1.65. Now the strategy is very simple. 50, 1.65 standard deviation, all the bands should be rising first, upper band, lower band and middle band. All the 3 bands should be rising. I'll enter a trade when the upper high should be above the upper band. Okay, simple rules. High should be upper band, all the 3 bands should be rising. Okay, and exit at the low of the lower band. I'll calculate as I shown in the previous strategy, where I'll be calculating exit at the low. Similarly, I'm taking exit at the low. Again 50, 1.65. Nothing, no change over there. So when price hits the lower band, based on calculating on the low, I'll exit. So let me put on the chart first over here. Okay, so what does this explain is, I'm just taking 50, 1.65, and this is 51.6. You can use it on daily, weekly, monthly, whatever. I would prefer try with weekly, because this is again an investment strategy. So I'll go to the back testing, weekly time frame, long only because it's a long term investment. In case you have any questions regarding it, do write into the comment, and I will again go with, say, probably mid and small cap. So mid and small cap 400 stocks. So I'm just allotting 10,000 to each stock. Okay, let's say I'm just taking a mid cap 100 stock over here, just to highlight over here. Okay, so there are 3 trades, 7 trades, 5 trades. There would be lesser number of trades over here. Okay, so we are taking average trade return per day. So there could be some trades which haven't been performing over here. So again, BSC, Mazgao Doc, RVNL. Okay, so if I just go on to the BSC over here, which is topping the table. Okay, because it has been into a one-way rally. Okay, this was the one trade which we got right at around, this close was around 838. Okay, so this is probably this is one which is adjusted. Okay, so I'm taking the adjusted price over here. Okay, so 2024 we got entry somewhere around 820. We got exited over here in probably a loss. Then we got an entry again high above over here at Bollinger Band. So if I just look at the Bollinger Band values, 935, high was 933. Okay, so probably we got entry over, high was 945.52. Yes, we got an entry over here at 13th of June 2024. Okay, right at the closing of 967, assuming we got an exit at right around 1600 rupees. Then we got a re-entry over here at somewhere around 1977 or 1978, which is still continuing its bullish momentum. So now if I look at the current, it's 1961 is my stop loss. So we are at cost to cost stop loss, but the rally, look at the rally. Okay, we got Mazgao Dog. The interesting part of this strategy is it will keep on riding the trade. Okay, so when there is a strong trend developing onto the stock, this will definitely help you out. Okay, second thing, what you have to look at this kind of strategy is when there is a squeeze happening over here and there is a new rally over here. So this is daily. Let me go to this weekly. Okay, so probably BSC also I have to check weekly. I have checked the daily one. Okay, now look at this, was a bigger squeeze over here. After a squeeze, when there is an expansion happening, this will give you an amazing trend. So one trade right from around 2022, which was an entry of, so Bollinger Band was around 100 and entry came at right around 88 2022. Okay, still now there is a no exit over here, I guess. Yes, look at this. Okay, so I guess BSC also I have missed probably daily chart instead of weekly. Let me go to the BSC. Yes, look at this BSC. First by 3rd July 2023. And if I just go to the BSC trade detail, what was the trade which we got? 14 September 2020. Oh, all right. Okay, so which is still going on. So probably I have to go more back. Yeah, over here. Okay, so I guess 2020 it got a triggered somewhere over here and which is still continuing. This kind of strategy will help you out when there is a squeeze and the stock is breaking out of a bigger range. Okay, I remember one trade based out of this was PFC. Let me go to this PFC and show you. Look at this PFC. It was consolidating for a quite longer period and then it went above this high, it came into a scanner. So I generally run this scanner every weekend and try to gauge what kind of stocks and look at the charts. When the stocks are coming out of a bigger range, they tend to give a big movement. Okay, initially there were few stop losses into the PFC as well, but probably this trade has been running still now. So if I go up to the PSC, you can check out data. You have BDL, you have Astral, which has given 5 trades, 3 trades to you. Okay, there would be a lesser number of trades in this strategy because we are looking for a long term point. 5, it got exited at what, somewhere around 5 154, 194 got exited at somewhere around 615. Then it re-entered at 696, which is I guess still going on. Okay, no, it exited. So let's move on to the Astral and check out how the chart is showing. This was the one. Look at this, you got triggered at 2020, somewhere around, yes, and then it got exited, then it got triggered over here. So it's been continuing. So this is one strategy you should definitely run. You can also check out the ETFs over here. So we have liquid ETF also. If you go to the all ETF liquid, you can check all ETF as well onto the weekly chart. You can do ETF trading as well based on this strategy. As I said, advantage is when it coming out of a stronger range, generally it gives you a good momentum. Instead of 20 period average, I'm just looking at the 50 weeks average. So I'm taking 1 year's average and looking at 1.65 standard deviation. Okay, you can also try the reason of not trying to is because stop loss gets slightly wider over here when I exit. So that is the reason I've taken 1.65, keeping in mind both the things, riding as well as trailing. Even I tried 2.5, I tried 1.75. The best trailing which I got over here was 1.65. So generally there were around 2-digit difference. I would say around 10-12% difference coming into the trailing system when I have considered 2 against its 1.65. So again, 10% is not a small number when it look at the slightly bigger picture over here. So these kind of systems you can definitely try out. In case any of your system you want to try under the Bollinger Band and want to share, do write into the comment. I'll try to get connect with you. In case also if you are following us on DefineEdge forum, forum.defineedge do post over there as well. I'll try to create the system and help you in the terms of Bollinger. Signing off, Brijesh Bhatia.